Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Owo, and today I'm happily bringing you my EWT Week 4 match versus our good buddy Vepsis and his Helsinki Hydreigon. Excuse me, kind of lost my breath for a second. Sorry for no layout, and sorry if this video is going to be a day late. Did not have much time this week. Very hectic with sports and with my family. Did not have much time at all to even record this match, but shout out to Lantern Joe for recording it for me. And yeah, so since no team builder, I'm going to go ahead and go over my sets. I am a lefties Reuniclus. I'm pretty sure I'm lefty. No, I'm Colberberry Reuniclus with Psychic, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, and Trick Room. Trick Room can put in a lot of work this match. I am a lefties Miltank with EQ, Stealth Rocks, Ice Punch, and Body Slam, I believe, or Milk Drink. Yeah, I am a Light Screen, Rotom Wash with Light Clay, Mega Mawile with Sucker Punch, Knockoff, Play Rough, and Ice Punch. Then Zygarde 50 is Yachi Berry, I believe. Yeah, Yachi Berry with D-Dance, 1,000 Arrows, Extreme Speed, and something else, can't remember. And then Clefairy is here just to wall the Hydreigon. I have Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Wish, and Hillbell. Let's go ahead and get into the match. So the lead I was expecting a Tentacruel lead or a Victini lead. So I'm going to lead my Reuniclus, just trying to scout out what he would lead. And Reuniclus did not get outgoed by anything on his team. So he does decide to lead the Vegito, I don't know, I couldn't pronounce that, his Zeraora. And here, I believe I just clicked Psychic because I was going to scout out, see what he would do, trying to see if he clicked Knockoff or Plasma Fist. I am, not Assault Vest, but I am a Regenerator, so I can switch out and get my health back. He decides to click Full Switch, and that showed me, didn't really show me much, it kind of showed me a little bit of spread. But I get to click Psychic here, and I do a decent chunk of Victini. I do not have a good switch into this, so I am going to switch into my Miltank, which if Recreate only does like 20 to 30, but he does reveal to be like Specs Blue Flare, and this does so much damage, like so much damage, and then he burns me, so that isn't the best. Sorry guys if there's like a black screen for a second. If it cut out, my mom just got home, or she got home, and then the dog started barking and stuff, so I just cut the recording. It's currently 2 hours later after that, kind of procrastinated and put this off, so we're going to go ahead and finish this recording. Sorry if you hear my keys jangling. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get back in the match. So he clicked Blue Flare and he gets the burn. And he reveals he is like a Specs Victini, but that burn makes it to where he can now two-shot me. I think it was a roll anyways, but now the roll is just more in his favor. So he is going to pick up a KO with the Blue Flare. So my only check to the Victini is gone now. So I have to go into my offensive check, the Zygarde here, and I have to force this thing out. I'm going to double into my Rotom Wash here, trying to see what his defensive check is, to see if it is the Gramble or the Gligar to my Zygarde, which it could be either Mon. And you'll see that Vepsis does decide to go into his Gramble here. So Gramble is the initial check that he is going to be going into when it comes to my Zygarde. Here I'm just going to click Volt Switch. I should do about 30% to the Gramble, as he does decide to go into his Hydreigon, his mascot. So what's up, little dinos? I know I just butchered that, but it's okay. I go into my Clefairy. This is my only check for this. And here I am going to double into my Zygarde, calling the Tentacruel, because I just snapped for some reason. Calling the Tentacruel, because I was like, well, I mean, the Tentacruel really is his only switch into this, and Victini maybe. So either way, this is a good switch, and I do get the double right. So I am having to play on the back foot since my Miltank is down, but I am making some aggressive doubles and making some pretty decent doubles at that. As he goes into his Gramble, and I want to see how much this does to see if he's max HP, max defense, and he does reveal to be basically that. I do about 25%. Here, I'm obviously not going to stay in. I don't want to take a play rough. I'm going to go into my Mega Mawile, make the aggressive switch, get the Intimidated off first, and just see how much damage he's doing, as he does decide to play rough, and this does like nothing. Yeah, it does like 20 HP. So Literally does nothing. And here I'm gonna click play rough. I should have clicked knock off, because I would have clicked knock off, and then knock off into Sucker Punch would have KO'd this thing, or just like 2 knockoffs would have killed this thing. Excuse me. But I just click play rough, and you'll see I do about 40-ish%, I believe. I might be wrong. I do like 35%, 40%. So I do a decent chunk, and he reveals to be Rocky Helmet. Here I just go into my Rotom Wash. Yeah, I go to my Rotom Wash because I don't really want this. I was trying to see if he would click Scald here, but he just clicks T-Spike. So knockoff would have been the play there, because I probably would have picked up the KO there. But it's okay. Here I'm just going to defog because I do not want to have to deal with T-Spikes in the long run. I don't want my Zygarde or anything having to deal with it, or my Reuniclus, since I'm not Magic Guard. So I get the defog off, so T-Spikes are already gone. And here I did not really know what he wanted to do, so I think I just clicked Volt Switch, I believe. Or I might have, I can't remember what I clicked here, to be honest. Oh, I doubled. I think he made a really good double. Yeah, he made a good double calling my Clefairy, which I should have clicked Volt Switch there, to be honest. But it's okay. He's just gonna click Blue Flare here, and at this point I'm just gonna sack my Clefairy, because I can't speak right now because Clefairy can't really do much. And Blue Flare did about half my Rotom Wash, so it was not worth it. I needed my Rotom Wash as healthy as possible. Here he's going to click Blue Flare twice, and he's going to pick up the KO on my Clefairy. So Victini picking up 2 early KOs with Specs, Blue Flare. I'm assuming he was Specs. He was definitely some kind of boosting item. I can't really remember. But here I go into Zygarde, knowing I can force this thing out. It's not really going to want to take a hit, as I double into my Rotom Wash again, trying to call whatever he wants to go into, because his checks are all weak to Rotom Wash, or will take a lot of damage, because Granbull does not want to take a Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump does 50%-ish, since he is max HP, max defense. Not really max defense. He was max HP and then a lot of defense. So here I click Hydro Pump because I was like, I just want to get as much damage out as possible. I feel like he'll stand and click Play Rough because it does a decent amount of damage. So I click Hydro Pump, and I do negligible damage to the Hydreigon. And here I believe he reveals he is Roost. So I was kind of surprised by him being Roost, but it did make a lot of sense this matchup. This match. So I just click Volt Switch, and I am going to pivot out. And here I believe I really did not have much to go into here. I was like, well, I can't go into this, can't go into that. So I go to my Reuniclus, and I'm going to click Trick Room, hoping I can maybe hit a Focus Blast on this thing if he does instead of click Dark Pulse, since I am Culver Berry. But I am just going to click Trick Room as he goes into his Victini. So the Klaus, the original clicking Trick Room. This is the first time I've used Trick Room on Wi-Fi. I haven't really used it on Showdown either, I don't think. But I believe I just clicked Shadow Ball here. I think I just clicked Shadow Ball there because I could pick up the K on the Victini. Yeah, I clicked Shadow Ball. I'm going to do a decent chunk to this thing, putting it to where it's kind of close to Shadow Ball will kill next. But I am going to click Psychic, and I'm going to pick up my first KO of the match. So now it is 5-4. He's still in the front seat, but that's okay. Here he goes into Gligar, and I am going to switch out because I don't want him to knock off my item. And Psychic's only doing about 42%-ish. So I go to my Rotom Wash, as he reveals to just click Earthquake here, which I was kind of confused by, because if I would have just Psychic twice there, that would have been in a pretty good spot. But he is going to switch out here, and he's going to go into his Hydreigon again, as I click Hydro Pump, which Volt Switch would have been a really good play, because I could have went back into my Reuniclus. Like, I don't think it switched, but now I have to Volt Switch. I would just Volt Switch now and go back to my Reuniclus. Actually, no, that wouldn't have been that good of a play. That would have been the same spot. He just would have been a little bit weaker. But I'm going to click the Volt Switch here and go right back into my Reuniclus and try to set up the Trick Room once more. Really hoping I land a Focus Blast at some point if it does come to that on this Hydreigon. But I do click Trick Room here once more, I believe. I might have just clicked Focus Blast here. I think I just clicked Trick Room. Yeah, I just clicked Trick Room here. Making a pretty good play. And here I'm pretty sure I'm making an aggressive double. Or not really aggressive double, just making an aggressive play. No, I just click Psychic, see how much I do, yeah. Hoping I get a Spadef drop here, because if I get a Spadef drop, then I can two-shot. As he clicks Roof, so he's just kind of trying to scout out to see how much damage. So I could two-shot this thing. It's pretty close. So here I'm going to make an aggressive double and go into my Mega Mall while trying. I'm kind of assuming he's going to click Knock Off here if he has it. I'm trying to see if he'll reveal what he has. His clicks U-turn. So now whatever he goes into, I outspeed a Trick Room and I basically kill. So yeah, so he goes into his Gramble, which that is the one thing actually. That was the one thing actually I could not kill. And I just click Play Rough here because I can do about 40 to 50%. As he switches out, does not really expect me to click the Play Rough, as I do click Play Rough here. And you'll see this does a decent chunk of this thing. Even at -1, I do about 30-ish%. And now I click Ice Punch. This is a roll to kill, and you'll see he lives on like 1, and that sucks big time. Because if I would just killed there, I'm pretty sure there's another room of Trick Room, which he would have just went into Gramble, but then I mean, it didn't really suck big time that much. Because I think Trick Room runs out right here actually. Yeah, so yeah, it didn't really matter. It would have just gave me another KO. As he clicks Earth Power here, and he's going to reveal his Life Orb. I was kind of doing a calc and trying to see if he would kill, and I didn't think he'd kill without Life Orb. He'd probably kill with Life Orb. I can't remember what calc I was looking at. I'm probably just big dumb. Here I'm gonna go into my Arena Quest as he clicks Dark Pulse, and I'm like, well, I just have to click Trick Room here. Sorry, you hear my blinds. I just moved it with my foot on accident. But I am going to click the Trick Room here, and I'm hoping that I can get this Focus Blast off and hit and kill this thing. I probably should have brought like Signal Beam instead, because it would have done so much damage. But he is going to switch into his Gligar, so I'm going to pick this thing off because I do end up hitting my Focus Blast. So Arena Quest hitting the Focus Blast and killing this thing. So that's great. But now he just has the Zero Aura and the bag, and he's going to be able to pick me off because a Psychic does not OHKO this thing. So he reveals Protect, which I was kind of confused about. I guess for Z move, for me to like waste a Z move or something, or to waste the Trick Room turns. But here I just click Psychic, and you'll see I do a big chunk, but obviously not going to be enough. And Plasma Fist is going to be able to pick me off here. Such a cool animation. Kind of hoping I could. I don't know. I was kind of sitting there and I was like, "Am I going to live? Am I going to live?" But obviously, it was not going to live. So I go into my Zygarde here. And basically I can click D-Dance and hopefully live an Ice Punch. But I was kind of like very confused that I outsped, but I am just so dumb. Trick Room was up. So I could have went for differential and killed this thing with 1,000 arrows. But he is going to just click the Z Devastating Drake and kill me. So that's basically GG, because the only way I won is if I got the D-Dance off. And I could maybe try to kill the Gramble. Gramble was still an issue, but like I said, he reveals the Devastating Drake, and he is just going to pick up the KO. So Zero Aura, it's just such a cool animation. Seeing Zero Aura do Z Devastating Drake, like that's so fire. But yeah, he's going to be able to pick up the KO. So my only mon left is the Rotom Wash, I believe, and he is just going to be able to go into his. He's going to be able to full switch out and go into his Hydreigon because I cannot touch him. I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead just a little bit because he roosts up, I believe. Yeah, he's just going to be able to click Dark Pulse twice and kill me, which I clicked like Reflect there or something dumb. But yeah, so he clicks Dark Pulse again and he's going to pick up the KO. So GG to Vepsis. He won 4-0. So now I'm like 2-2. So won the first 2 matches, lost the last 2 matches so far. Which I'm not really happy that I've lost the last 2 matches, but I played a lot better this week than last week. Last week I played so bad. This week I kind of kept my hopes, chances alive with Trick Room, Arena Quest picking 2 KOs, my only 2 KOs. I'm not really happy in the way I played, but I'm not really that mad either. Vepsis played really well, and I've hated my match with the last 2 weeks as well. Like, I didn't have to switch into Mamoswine, so I'm really happy to bring Mamoswine. Didn't have to switch into Victini at all, as you can see from this match. But yeah, let me know how you think I played in the comment section down below. This is going to be Obo, signing off.